place for your amazing host.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Sandals Church Kids. Here at Sandals Church, we're all about the vision of being real with ourselves, God, and others. I'm Avery.
And I'm Joelle. Welcome back to the final week of our series, Unearthed.
Unearthed has been a crazy series, all about the story of Moses from the book of Exodus.
Let's recap. We've talked about Moses as a baby inside of a basket.
And the time that God spoke to Moses through a bush on fire.
And we talked about Pharaoh, one of the most stubborn guys I've ever heard of.
Then there were these plagues, frogs, gnats, famine, and blood over the doors.
During our time together today, we're gonna watch some fun videos, worship together, hear a Bible story, and hear stories from real people like you.
So go ahead and print your Get Real guide from the download button below this video at sandalskids.tv so you can follow along with our Bible story and find activities to help you live out the vision of being real throughout the week. So guys, let's get started.
Coming up.
Will this experiment put us in hot water? Find out on Unearthed.
Well, today we're talking about the Get Out of Jail C card from our story in Exodus chapter 13 and 14. We'll see how God literally makes a way for the Israelites to gain their freedom from Egypt by parting the sea.
Imagine not being able to swim, but then having to walk through a deep end of a pool. Well, friends, we'll be back in just a few minutes. But right now, we're gonna dive into our favorite part,
Pre-show.
Hey everybody, Mr. Coyote here with
Mrs. Coyote.
And today we are talking all about board games. Now, I love board games and our family loves to play board games. I feel like I'm always inspired by the crazy game rules and the way that they design everything. I mean, this game right here is kind of like Vertical Battleship, and this Labyrinth game, you have to just use a magnet to move around and you can't see where you're going. And you know it's gotta be good because it won the 2009 Kinderspiel des Jahres.
Oh, fancy.
So that's gotta mean something.
It's
good. This game is about a crocodile, and this topple game is really fun. It's kind of like Jenga, and you're putting your pieces up. I actually love all these games over here, but half of the games over here I've never even heard of. Now, I actually brought you here today not to talk to you guys about any of these games right here. I wanted to talk to you guys about the game right here, and this game is called Detour. Now you might be thinking, Mr. Coyote, I've never heard of Detour before. Well, that's right, because this is a brand new game, and it's a brand new game that's made just for Sandals Church Kids.
That is right, you guys. You heard it correctly. This is a board game created by Sandals Church Kids for you guys, and this is the name of our new series that starts next weekend. So let me give you a little bit of a preview of this Detour game, because in Detour, this is where you are gonna find God's faithfulness in the desert of doubt.
Ooh.
You're gonna need to watch out for the golden gilded calf. You're gonna help build the tabernacle with Moses' help. Then you are going to collect manna, and you're gonna search for the 10 Commandments. But whatever you do, don't wander off the path. That's right, Detour is teeming with temptations, so obey God to get to the top of Mount Sinai and reach the promised land at the finish line.
Man, Detour is a series that is about the story of the Israelites as they wander through the wilderness. Now, during this 6-week series, we're gonna go through the books of Exodus and Numbers and see stories about God's faithfulness, about his justice and mercy.
And we will learn that no matter what happens in the journey of your life, we know we can always rely on God.
Man, we are so excited to launch this brand new series with you guys next week, and we're gonna dive into our board game and see what is happening. And there's probably gonna be some surprises in here that you will not want to miss. So make sure to invite your friends and get ready for next weekend as we start Detour.
All right, friends, it is now time to sing some songs together in a time of worship. This is a great opportunity for you to really think about who God is and thank him for all he has done for you.
Now's a chance for you to get real with yourself and with God. You're welcome to stand up and dance around or just kneel down and listen. Maybe you even want to clap and lift up your hands. How you want to worship God is up to you. What are some of your favorite ways to spend this time?
Honestly, it kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I just do my best to follow the motions and enjoy the fun songs and just show my gratefulness. And other times I just need to sit down and relax and listen to the words.
And that's what I love about worship. We really get to sing to God however we want. All right, friends, let's head into worship now.
God, you are richer than a billionaire. You own the universe and everywhere. You own the great wide oceans. You own the tallest mountains. You made the fish in the sea. You made the birds in the trees. You own the cattle on 1,000 hills and still take care of me. My God is more than rich. My God is full of grace and mercy. My God owns everything, and He still cares for me. The creator of the universe, and He is right here with me. He is right here with me. He is right here with me. Yeah, He is right here. God, you are richer than a billionaire. You own the universe and everywhere. You own the great wide oceans. You own the tallest mountains. You made the fish in the sea. You made the birds in the trees. You own the cattle on 1,000 hills and still take care of me. My God is more than rich. My God is full of grace and mercy. My God owns everything, and He still cares for me. The creator of the universe, and He is right here with me. He is right here with me. He is right here with me. Yeah, He is right here. He loves me. His love is so rich, it's never ending. Yeah, His love is so rich. My God is more than rich. My God is full of grace and mercy. My God owns everything, and He still cares for me. And He is right here with me. My God is more than rich. My God is full of grace and mercy. My God owns everything, and He still cares for me. The creator of the universe, and He is right here with me. He is right here with me. He is right here with me. You're right here with me. Yeah, He is right here with me.
In this life there are many things, like big houses and diamond rings, but nothing compares to you. Like my phone and my video games, I like them both, but they're not the same, 'cause nothing compares to you. And nothing replaces you. Are there any gods like you, God? No, no, no. There are no gods like you, God. No, no, no. You are wonderfully holy and amazingly powerful. And you do great miracles. Are there any gods like you, God? No, no, no. There are no gods like you, God. No, no, no. You are wonderfully holy and amazingly powerful. And you do great miracles.
No other God can split the sea. No other God gets capital G. Other gods are made of sticks and stones, but you're the only God that's on the throne. You're the only God who gave life to me, and the only one who died for me. Nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to you.
Are there any gods like you, God? No, no, no. There are no gods like you, God. No, no, no. You are wonderfully holy and amazingly powerful. And you do great miracles. Are there any gods like you, God? No, no, no. There are no gods like you, God. No, no, no. You are wonderfully holy and amazingly powerful. Yeah, there are no gods beside you. There are no gods beside you. There are no gods beside you. Nothing compares to you. Are there any gods like you, God? No, no, no. There are no gods like you, God. No, no, no. You are wonderfully holy and amazingly powerful. So powerful. And you do great miracles. Are there any gods like you, God? No, no, no. There are no gods like you, God. No, no, no. You are wonderfully holy and amazingly powerful. And you do great miracles.
All right, friends, now for the moment we've all been waiting for, our Bible story from our series called Unearthed, where we're digging up the truth about who God is.
We're calling this series Unearthed because just like archaeologists discover mysterious clues that show us who ancient people were and what they were like, we can discover clues about who God is and what he is like through ancient stories in the Bible.
And the best part is, we don't even have to look very far because God chooses to reveal or show himself to us in many different ways. This week, keep your eyes open for a hidden robot Jeff and our video as we see how God saves us in surprising ways.
And that means we can be confident in God. So let's dig in. In
3, 2, 1.
Imagine if one swelteringly hot day, you and your friends decided to go swimming.
So you went to your friend's house and you put on your bathing suits, grabbed your towels, and then ran to the pool.
Then right as you were about to do a cannonball off the diving board, you looked down and you saw that the water looked really weird. There was only water on the sides of the pool, but not in the middle. How could that be?
You got off the diving board and went to look. There was nothing holding the water in place. It was as if gravity had been turned off right there. Well, then you saw that the bottom of the pool was dry too, and that you could just walk right through it without getting wet.
How could this happen? What would you think? Now, did you know that something very similar happened in the Bible? Let's check it out.
We left off with Pharaoh finally telling the Israelites to leave Egypt and their slavery behind. The Israelites were already prepared to leave because they had listened to God's instructions. So they left in a hurry.
Our story picks up right as they get to the edge of Egypt. Now, God led the Israelites into the wilderness outside of Egypt, and he put a pillar of clouds in front of them during the day.
And a pillar of fire in front of them during the night to show them where they should go. Then they came to the edge of a sea and stopped to camp.
Then, even though Pharaoh told Moses and the Israelites to leave, he changed his mind and became stubborn again. He took all of his war chariots and his entire army and he chased after them.
Soon, the Israelites could see the Egyptians coming after them, and they were terrified. The Israelites were now trapped between a deep, dark sea that was impossible to cross and an angry Egyptian army that they were completely outmatched by. The Israelites saw no way out. They cried out to God and they asked him, "Why would you let us leave Egypt if you were just gonna let us die anyway?"
But Moses told them that God would fight for them and that all they had to do was be still and trust God.
Then God told Moses to raise his walking stick over the sea. So Moses did what God asked, and then God sent a strong wind and it split the sea right in half from top to bottom. Where there was once a completely dangerous sea impossible to cross, now there was a completely dry, safe path that the Israelites could cross. It was a miracle.
All the Israelites ran through the sea with the walls of water on both sides of them. The Egyptians followed them into the sea too. But when every Israelite was safely across, God closed the sea on top of the Egyptian army. No one in the Egyptian army survived, and God had freed the Israelites from Egypt.
How do these stories in Exodus keep getting more and more surprising? God had done the impossible over and over again for the Israelites, every step of the way on their journey to freedom.
From saving baby Moses from being drowned, to protecting them from the plagues he put on the Egyptians, to splitting a dangerous sea so they could cross. God had been with them in amazing ways the entire time.
We call this entire story and the book in the Bible that tells it the Exodus. Exodus means many people leaving. And the story of Exodus is the most extraordinary and important stories in the Bible.
In fact, the Bible talks about this story over and over and over again to remind us of God's great miraculous power and his great love for his people.
It shows us that God is the only one who can save us, and he does save us even when it seems completely impossible. That's why the one thing to remember is that God saves us in surprising ways.
God saving us in surprising ways is kind of like this candle. What would happen to this candle if it went underwater? It would get wet and the flame would go out, right? Would you be surprised if I told you it could stay lit underwater? That seems impossible. Let's try it. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. I would have never guessed that you can keep a candle lit underwater like that. It reminds me of our story. Moses and the Israelites could have never guessed that God would open an entire sea for them to walk across so they could escape the Egyptians. They could only see what was happening right in front of them. But God isn't like humans. He can see the future, and he knew exactly how he was going to save the Israelites from the very beginning. He had an amazing plan, and all the Israelites needed to do was trust him. We can trust God too. He knows everything, is more powerful than everything, and loves us more than anyone else ever could. He is in charge of everything that happens in the entire universe. So we can be confident or certain that things will always work out for us, even when it seems impossible. That's why we can be confident in God.
Hi, I'm Pastor Fredo, and I want to tell you about a time when I was really confident in God, even though it was very difficult. When I was in college, and some of you guys are like, college? That's so far away. But yeah, when I was in college, I began to follow Jesus for the very first time. And so I was a new believer, little itty bitty baby Christian, just barely discovering how to follow God and love him and do what he tells me to do. And it made me actually really nervous. I would go to class because I was at a school where a lot of other kids and college students weren't following Jesus. And so when I would be in the classroom, I felt like I was the only one there that loved God or knew him. And so I would be in class. If I raised my hand to say something that was like what a Christian would say, then everyone maybe would make fun of me. Everyone was staring at me, and I felt kind of alone, and I wasn't really confident at all. And maybe some of you guys have felt like that too before. But then something started to change, and I realized that the same way that God showed me his love and his grace, he wanted to do that for other kids too. And so my confidence grew that the same way that God chased me down and loved me, he can do that for my classmates too. And so I started to view them less like my enemies or people who I was scared of, or they wouldn't respect me in the classroom because I was a Christian. So instead of being scared to talk to them, I just began to share who I was and my story. And I could remember that my confidence grew in God because he was helping me when I was talking with them. And he loved them just like he loved me. So in the same way that I was confident and became confident in God, even when it was difficult and kind of scary and nervous, I believe you guys can too.
Let's take a quick look at our verse for this series in Exodus chapter 15, verse 11. It says, "Are there any gods like you, Lord? No, there are no gods like you. You are wonderfully holy. You are amazingly powerful. You do great miracles."
We hope you learned something new, and remember the one thing. The one thing for today is God saves me in surprising ways.
And what can you do about that? You can be confident in God.
Now, these are great things to think about this week and even talk to your friends and family about.
We even put them down on those Get Real guides we mentioned on the download button below the video so you can remember everything you learned today.
And parents, there's a Get Real guide for you too. The guide helps you start conversations about this weekend's message as well as some fun next steps for your family.
Now before we wrap up today, we're gonna go into one more song of worship. So stand up on those feet and let's worship together.
Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and with man. Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and with man.
Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and with man.
Whoa. Jesus grew in wisdom. That means he's a scholar.
Jesus grew in stature, that means he got taller.
Jesus grew in favor with God and with man.
Jesus is the greatest, I wanna be like him. Wanna be like him. Wanna be like him.
I want
Be like him. Wanna be like him.
him.
Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and with man.
Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and with man.
Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and with man.
Whoa. Jesus grew in wisdom. That means he's a scholar.
Jesus grew in stature, that means he got taller.
Jesus grew in favor with God and with man.
Jesus is the greatest, I wanna be like him. Wanna be like him. Wanna be like him. Wanna be like him. Wanna be like him.
I wanna hug my mama extra tight. I wanna read my Bible every night. I wanna put loose trash in the garbage bin. But most importantly, I wanna be like him. I wanna help someone realize their full potential. Wanna comb my hair and brush my dentals. Wanna help my best friend learn to swim. But most importantly, I wanna be like him. I wanna spend more time with my family. I wanna find another good book to read. I wanna have more workouts at the gym. But most importantly, I wanna be like him. I wanna eat my veggies and learn kung fu. Wanna be nice to the animals at the zoo. Wanna memorize Luke 2:52. But most importantly, I wanna be like you.
Wanna be like you. Wanna be like you. Wanna be like you.
Be like you.
guys, it is that time again to read mail that you sent to us. And today's mail comes from Duncan, Asher, Ella, and Ireland. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into one of our favorite segments called
Mail Time! All right, so our first letter is from my man Asher, and Asher is a fan of Felix the Cat. So my first question is, who showed you Felix the Cat? Because he's like an older property. He's from like the 20s and 30s. So it must have been a parent or a grandparent because Felix the Cat is awesome. He writes, Dear Sandals Church kids, thank you for teaching me and my brothers about God. Man, we love your videos. Thank you guys so much. And then he drew his very own Felix the Cat, which is so awesome. Felix has like this bag that he reaches into. It's like a bag of tricks. And that is such a good drawing of Felix the Cat. Asher, way to go.
All right, so this letter comes from our friend Ireland, and she's actually written to us before, but in her letter this time, Ireland, you got really honest and really real with us. And you just kind of shared that you're in this place right now where you're trying to figure out, hey, is God real? Is Jesus real? Like, how do I know what to believe? And I think that is such an honest place to be. And I think sometimes we all go through that and we start to wonder. So Ireland, I actually sent you a video in a letter. And so you can check that out. And I was able to just kind of share with you some ways that you can kind of work through this. And for the rest of you, if you're feeling this way, or maybe if you're not yet, but you do in the future, I would always encourage you, keep reading your Bible, keep praying that God would strengthen your faith. If you guys have small group leaders or parents that you can share this with, I would just encourage you to keep having that conversation. I think that's such a real and honest place to be. So Ireland, I applaud you for writing this. And it sounds like you're talking to your parents about this too. So I think that's so, so great. And we'll be praying for you as well. And also in addition, the other thing that Ireland mentions, she likes Pokemon.
Yeah.
We're Pokemon fans. And she challenges us actually to sing the Pokemon theme song. You think
we can do that?
You can do it?
Okay, well, we should just like say it as fast as we can.
Okay.
So we don't get a copyright
fire.
strike. You
Okay,
ready?
okay.
Here we go. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Teach Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Yes. We still remember it from the 90s.
Yes, it's a great show.
Wait for the high five. So good.
Thanks, Ireland.
Yes. Our next letter is from Ella Joy. And Ella, she said, hey, I would love to have a cactus sticker. Well, Ella, we made cactus stickers, so we'll make sure to send one your way. And she is 11 years old. She drew an awesome elephant on the back of her letter called Jim. I love your elephant here. And she says, P.S. My uncle is Pastor Jeff Y. So awesome. We know that guy. He's an awesome dude. Thank you so much, Ella Joy, for sending us your letter.
All right, our last letter comes from Duncan. And Duncan, you are writing to us all the way from New York.
Yes.
So awesome.
Good eye, governor.
So Duncan, you mentioned that you have two siblings named Evelyn and Griffin, and you guys love the songs, the crafts, and the challenges from Sandals Church Kids. And he happens to mention that he has a challenge for Mr. Coyote.
Okay.
That challenge is, and he has an illustration to go along with it, he wants to know if you can draw a female robot Jeff.
Yes, female robot Jeff. Yeah, okay, let's do it. So while I'm drawing this, for those of you watching, I want you to think of what female robot Jeff's name is going to be. Here we go. All right, there is my attempt at a female robot Jeff. I went a little wild, I went a little crazy, I want to do something different. I know maybe it doesn't look very much like robot Jeff, but she's a girl. So you guys are gonna have to name her. Maybe we can make a sticker of her or something fun like that. And thank you so much for that awesome suggestion.
Thank you so much, you guys, for sending us letters. And if you're wondering, hey, how do I get featured on Mail Time? Well, there's 2 ways you can do that. You can email us at mail@sandalskids.com, or you can send us a letter in the mail at Sandals Church Kids, 150 Palmerita Avenue, Riverside, California, 92507. And yes, we love hearing from you, but one of our most favorite things to do is to write letters back to you. So if you write to us, you're gonna get this awesome Louis letter card and some super fun exclusive Sandals Church Kids stickers. Thanks again for writing to us. We cannot wait to hear from the rest of you, and we'll see you next time.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We've had so much fun being your host this series.
Join us next week for the start of a brand new series. And you can hang out with us on demand at sandalskids.tv or youtube.com/sandalskids for weekend services and for fun content all week long.
And make sure you're following us on Instagram at Sandals Kids so you can stay up to date with all the things Sandals Church Kids is doing. Thank you so much again, everyone, and we'll see you next week.